What's good, peeps? Thanks always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, quick video this one. Another day, another crazy story about PDs in boxing. No surprise there. Another story about the WBC and potentially another story about the WBC cocking things up. Again, no surprise there. Strange. Avni Yildirim. I'm not quite sure if you guys know who that guy is. You should know who he is. If you're a boxing fan, he fought for the WBC super middleweight title. I think it was last year. It might have been early this year. I think it might have been last year against Anthony Dirrell. The fight was ended on a technical split decision loss. So Dirrell got the belt. Dirrell was cut over the eye as a result of a headbutt. So they went to the scorecards. He was head on the scorecards. Because the fight ended in somewhat controversial circumstances, Yildirim was promised a shot at the winner of Benavidez versus Dirrell, right? So he was going to be number one, the first in line to fight the winner of that fight, which I thought was fair at the time, made sense. UK fans might know Yildirim a bit better because he fought Chris Eubank Jr. in the quarterfinals of the World Boxing Super Series. Remember, Chris Eubank Jr. completely iced him in the second round, vicious knockout. We also saw behind the scenes of his manager at the press conference losing the plot and wanting to fight Chris Eubank Jr.'s, I think, bodyguard or personal trainer. Anyway, so that's the backstory about Yildirim, just so you guys know who we're talking about. Yildirim was training in Big Bear in September, and as part of the VADA clean boxing program, was tested. He failed his test. As a result, he was suspended, removed from the rankings, and that was that. Like most fighters or most people, you declare your innocence, right? He's appealed it. And recently, and I say recently as in last night, he was put back in the rankings. So he is now going to fight Benavidez early next year. He's now got his position back as number one mandatory for it. How has that happened? Now, WBC have said that they've done their own investigations, and I'm reading this off ESPN, Dan Raphael's post. They've done their own investigations, and they found out that he was not, he didn't knowingly take this drug, right? That he went to Germany and it was cream that was applied, I think, to his body as part of some sort of muscle therapy. And that cream had Turinabol, amongst other drugs in it. He failed for 2 drugs. Now, I don't know. I'm very, not conspiracy theorist, but obviously when it comes to PEDs and boxing, I'm like, come on, please. I'm like that with athletics, boxing, and cycling. I just don't believe anything that people say. So that is why he's been reinstated. They believe that the Turinabol and the other drug, I can't remember the name because they give it its full name, were not injected or not taken by him on purpose, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. I don't believe that at all, if I'm honest with you. Just because I know a lot about the drug Turinabol. Not that I've ever taken it, but I know about it because that's what John Jones was popped for. And me being a massive John Jones fan, still am, unfortunately, I wanted to do a bit more digging about the drug back then. So I kind of knew the benefits of that drug when it came to performance enhancing. Let me give you a few, and these are just a few small benefits of what Turinabol does. Help athletes to improve performance in training, increases power, fights fatty tissue, strengthens muscle mass, recover muscle faster after training. It was also the go-to drug, by the way, by German athletes, East German athletes in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So yeah, it's a very popular performance-enhancing drug. A lot of MMA fighters have been popped for it, not just John Jones, obviously. I don't know, was he popped and found innocent? I'm not quite sure, but he did serve a suspension. Frank Mir, I don't know if you guys are big MMA fans, but Frank Mir, former UFC heavyweight, popped for that as well recently. So do I believe Mr. Yildirim was none the wiser about this drug? Absolutely not. And to be honest with you, I don't think the WBC do either. For someone that they reinstated, i.e. they now believe is innocent, they've given him a fine. Why give him a fine for then? They've issued more drug testing. He'll now have to be part of the clean boxing program I read for like 2 years. So they've issued a few sort of reprimands, and you kind of wonder, why have you done that if you also believe at the same time he just made a genuine mistake, right? And there's nothing wrong. Again, I don't want to be Mr. Conspiracy Theory, but it's just bullshit, isn't it? I mean, he's popped. He's popped for something, and he's got away with it. He's got away with it. And as a result of getting away with it, he fights for a world title next. He fights for a world title next. Boxing, people. This is boxing. Peace.